The topic to be explained in this video is security requirements in IoT. Security requirements in IoT. See in this figure, these are the threats and attacks. Destruction of resources by unauthorized access. Generally, only authorized persons can access the information. If you want to disturb the communication, unauthorized persons access the entire communication. That is called as a destruction of resources by unauthorized person. This is also a threat. Information corruption. Wrong information injected into that IoT networks. Therefore, this wrong information is mixed with the original information. Finally, information corruption is obtained. Removal or theft of resources. Some important resources are available in any organization. Third-party persons are forcibly enter into that communication and remove or theft of resources. Information disclosure. Information disclosure means some important in military applications don't expose important information. Unauthorized persons are enter into that communication and expose that important information. That is called as information disclosure. These are the attacks and threats. If you want to remove these attacks and threats, go for security dimensions. Security dimensions means access control, authentication, non-repudiation, data confidentiality, communication security, data integrity, availability, and privacy. These are the some important security requirements in IoT. This is the Internet of Things. So many trillions or billions of devices are connected to the internet for their operations and communicating with each other. Long distance and short distance communications are also possible in IoT. These are the threats. These are the threats or attacks, and these are the security positions. Remove these threats or attacks. This is the Internet of Things. Threats are nothing but the vulnerabilities of the IoT. Vulnerabilities of IoT. Next one. IoT security requirements to counter the threats like tampering, fabrication, and theft resources. Generally, IoT security requirements. IoT security requirements to counter the threats like tampering, that means accessing the information, fabrication, modify the data, fabrication, and theft resources. Are listed below. First one is authentication. Access control, data confidentiality, availability, trust management, secure software execution, secure storage, tamper resistance, scalability, and the last one is flexibility and adaptability. Flexibility and adaptability. These are the security requirements which are used in IoT networks to prevent the vulnerabilities of the IoT. Coming to first one, authentication. First one is authentication. Authentication is an identity establishment between communicating parties. The first one, authentication. Authentication is an identity establishment between communicating parties. Next one, authentication refers to ways to securely and conveniently access connected devices such as smart homes, transportation hubs, and workplaces. Authentication refers to ways to securely and conveniently access connected devices such as smart homes, transportation hubs, and workplaces. In smart homes, if you want to use Wi-Fi, you have to create some login ID passwords. Otherwise, your information is extracted by the third-party persons. Must need authentication. Without authentication, third-party persons are enter into your communication and extract the information. Authentication is nothing but is an identity establishment between connecting parties. Types of authentications: password-based authentication, with the help of that password only eligible persons, authorized persons access the information. Biometric authentication. Biometric authentication. Biometric means fingerprints authentication. Enter into that company with the help of that one and access the resources. That is called as biometric authentication. Identity card, somewhere identity cards are used. Next, token-based authentication. Token-based authentication is a protocol that generates encrypted security tokens. Encrypted security tokens are automatically generated. It enables users to verify their identity to websites. It enables users to verify their identity to websites. That is also important one. Next one is a multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication means it is the process of securing the data stored in cloud by means of more than 2 security layer patches. 2 security layer patches are used to protect your data. That data must be present in the cloud. This is called as multi-factor authentication. Next one is a certified authentication. Certified authentication is a cryptographic technique that enables computers to use documents called public key certificates to securely identify each other across network. By using these certificates, computers automatically identify the persons who are access the information. That is called as a certified authentication. Without authentication, secure communication is not possible. Secure in military applications, authentication play an important role. Password authentication, biometric authentication, certificate-based authentication, token-based authentication, multi-factor authentication. Authentication is nothing but an identity establishment between communicating parties. As a access control. Access control is a set of permissions for connecting any IoT device that specify which users are granted access and under the operations they are permitted to perform. Next one, access control can foresee what resources can be accessed and used. And in which context to minimize the risk of unauthorized action. Unauthorized actions. Generally, finally, access control provides authorized access to network resources. The access control provides authorized access to network resources. Access control and authentication both are compatible with each other. Without authentication, access control cannot implement. Both are closely related with each other. Third one important one is data confidentiality. This is also one of the security requirement which is used to protect the data tampering. Data confidentiality is protecting data from unauthorized access. Important point here is data confidentiality is protecting data from unauthorized disclosure. Disclosure means exposure or open. Exposure or open. Data confidentiality is protecting the data from unauthorized exposure or open. And data tampering. To ensure data confidentiality or to ensure confidentiality of the data, the following are the some of the concepts which are used. The following some of the ways to ensure data confidentiality in your organization, in your working places or organization or organizations. Finally, in data confidentiality means protect the data from unauthorized access. First one is here. First one is, these are the ways. First way is restrict access to data. Restrict access to data. Second one is encrypt your data. Encrypt means encryption. Information is transformed into another form is called as encrypted data. With the help of keys, public, there two keys are there, public and private key. With the help of keys, transform the original information into another information. Therefore, the data is protected. Encrypt the data, important data. Third one is develop and implement a cyber security program. Any organizations not give permission to download unwanted things, because through that downloads only access the important information of the organization by the unauthorized persons. This is the data confidentiality. Next one is availability. Fourth one is availability. Availability means ensuring availability is ensuring no rejection of authorized access to network resources with proper security requirements. So many resources are available in your organizations. Students' information or any other information, credit cards information, financial informations are like that. Only authorized persons access that important information through some security requirements. That is called as availability. Availability ensuring no rejection of authorized access to network resources with proper security requirements. With proper security requirements. This is the important information related to availability. Fifth one is trust management. This is also one of the security requirement in IoT. Trust management, the concept trust in IoT refers to the examination of the behavior of devices linked to the same network. Some of the devices are related to your network only. Some other devices forcefully attached to your network without your permission. Identify such devices. That is called as trust management. The concept trust in IoT refers to the examination of the behavior of the devices. Behavior of devices linked to the same network. Sometimes unauthorized devices are also forcefully entered into your IoT communications, gathering the information. That information is sent to third-party persons. In military applications, wireless communicating networks are randomly placed. In that scenario, unauthorized devices are mixed with these authorized devices, gathering the information and send the information to enemy persons. That is the reason you have to examine the behavior of the devices which are related to same network. Trust management and trust-based access controls are basic requirements in IoT. Trust management and trust-based access control are basic requirements in IoT. Next, sixth one is one more point here is the decision rules. Decisions rules needs to be evolved for trust management. In IoT. Next one, secure software execution. This is the fifth one. Next, sixth one is secure software execution. Secure software execution means it is also one of the Cracked versions of softwares are not installed in your device. Cracked versions means gathering the information. Gathering that information and send the information to third parties. That is in order to avoid such type of scenarios, we need some security software execution. Security software execution means piracy softwares are not used. Next one, it refers to secure software execution means it refers to a secure managed code runtime environment design to protect against deviant applications. Pirated softwares are not installed in your device. Otherwise, or any other devices, IoT based devices or any other device. Otherwise, that information is open to all other persons. Next one, secure storage. Secure storage. Secure storage involves confidentiality and integrity of sensitive information stored in the system. Confidentially store your information in the device. Otherwise, the third-party persons access your information and disturb the communication. Secure storage involves confidentiality and integrity of sensitive information stored in the system. Next, eighth one is tamper resistance. Even tamper resistance means that IoT communication network has the ability to even third-party persons are disturb the communications. That important information is not collapsed. That is called as a tamper resistance. It refers to desire to maintain security requirements. It refers to the desire to maintain security requirements. Even when the device falls into the hands of malicious parties. Malicious means third parties. This is the tamper resistance. Next one is ninth one is scalability. Ninth one is scalability. IoT system will consist of various types of devices in terms of their capabilities. Like example, intelligent sensors and actuators, to home appliances. These are some important devices are used in IoT applications. They are communicating with each other. These devices are communicating with each other by means of some protocols, wired communication or wireless communications. Examples of the protocols for short distance communications: Bluetooth, Zigbee, RFID, Wi-Fi, etc. And across different geographical locations. In IoT networks, so many devices are used communicating with each other securely. So many devices means some of the devices are intelligent devices and sensors, actuators perform their actions with the help of protocols, short distance protocol, long distance protocols. Short distance protocols are Bluetooth, Zigbee, RFID, and Wi-Fi, etc. As a result, the system is highly distributed. So many devices are involved in IoT networks. Scalability means more number of millions or trillions of devices are involved in IoT applications. That is called as scalability, communicating with each other. Protect the data is the main important task. As a result, the system is highly distributed, heterogeneous, and pervasive. Heterogeneous means different types of devices. Okay, dealing with such type of system, scalability is an important point in designing a security design. So many devices are involved, heterogeneous network. In the heterogeneous network, IoT networks considerations, it is very difficult to provide a security to all the devices. That is also important security task in IoT devices. Last one is flexibility and adaptability. Flexibility and adaptability. IoT will likely to consist of mobile communication devices, which can roam around freely from one type of environment to another with the different types of risk and security threats. Mobility is there. Some of the devices are not standstill, move from one point to another point. In such a scenario, provide security to such device is a difficult task. Mobility means move from one network to another network. In order to move from one network to another network, at another network, the security provisions are different. Have to maintain some compatibility with that newly added network. That is called as flexibility and adaptability. Final main aim of security in IoT environment is protect the information from the tampering propagation. With this, the security requirements are completed. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel for further updates. Thank you.